Hey there, this is Mrs. Grella, and today we are going to review how to solve problems that involve both interior angles of triangles as well as exterior angles of triangles, and how to know the difference of when to use which method. All right. If you have all three angles that are interior angles, meaning that they are inside the triangle, you will use the interior angles sum theorem, which means that they add up to 180. If you have an exterior angle, which we'll get into later, you will use the exterior angle theorem we learned Friday, where the two remote interior angles would add up to equal out that exterior angle. All right, so let's take a look at the delta math question here. And it's going to be a mix of interior and exterior angle problems. So what we have to do is we have to decide which one to use when. I'm not going to tell you, oh, this is an interior angle question. Oh, this is an exterior. You have to determine that yourself. So if I'm taking a look at this, I notice I don't have a diagram, but they are describing it to me, so I can draw my own diagram. I'll show you how to do that. It says in triangle CDE. So I'm going to draw a triangle on my paper and label one of the vertices C, one of them D, and one of them E. So kind of like this. All right. So that's my triangle. So it says the measure of angle C is 2x plus 11. So where angle C is, I'm going to write 2x plus 11 on my diagram. So this angle, angle C, is represented by the expression 2x plus 11. If I read on, it says the measure of angle D is 9x plus 13. So I need to go to angle D, and I need to do 9x plus 13. That's an interior angle also. So that goes for this angle. That one goes for this angle. And then it says the measure of angle E is x plus 0 degrees. So when I look at angle E, I know that this angle here is x plus 0 degrees, and it can be represented by the expression x plus 0. They want us to find the measure of angle C. Now, angle C, unfortunately, I don't know what it is, but I do know it's 2x plus 11. So if I know what x is, I would know what 2x plus 11 is. I could substitute it in. So right now I can't really do much, but I can decide what type of problem this is. Notice how I'm given the algebraic measure for an interior angle, angle C, another interior angle, angle D, and the third interior angle, angle E. So I have all three interior angles. I don't have their measures, but I at least have an expression that represents what each one would be. I know that these three angles must add up to 180 because they are inside the triangle. So whenever it's all interior angles, we're going to add them up and set equal to 180. That's how we do this. All right. So I know that angle C is 2x plus 11. So that one. Plus angle D, which is 9x plus 13. Plus angle E, which was x plus 0. So I know that if I add up the C, the D, and the E, it's going to equal 180. So that's actually my equation that I would use to solve this. All right, because this is an interior angles question. So now that I know that, I can solve the equation using DCVS. There's no distributing, but I can combine like terms. I have all my x's on the same side, 2x, 9x, and 1x. That would give me 12x. I have my numbers, my 11, my 13, and my 0. If I add all those together, I would get 24. And I bring down my equals 180 because I didn't touch that yet. All right, so now I'm left with that. So I'm going to solve for x using the inverse operations like we normally would do. So 12x equals 180 minus 24. That would give me 156. Now I need to get x alone. I have to divide by 12 on both sides. And then I would do 156 divided by 12, and that would give me 13. All right, so x is 13. If I was asked to find x, I would be done. However, remember it did say find the measure of angle C, so I am not done. I don't want to put 13 as my answer. I want to go back and see which algebraic expression represents angle C. Well, if you notice, angle C is right here. It's the 2x plus 11. But remember, x is 13 from what we solved, so I'm going to substitute x is 13. So it's really 2 times 13 plus 11. Well, if I do that in my calculator, 2 times 13 would be 26 plus the 11. That gives me 37. So angle C is 37 degrees. That's all they asked me for on the delta, so that's my answer. So if I were to put this in here, 37, submit, yes, I'm sure it will work. And it gives me the solution here. All right, kind of like what we did. If we wanted to find angle D, which they didn't ask, but let's say we wanted to find that one instead, they could ask us really any angle, we would substitute into the 9x plus 13. So 9 times 13 plus 13. So that would give me 130. So angle D is 130 degrees if they asked for that. And then x plus 0, well, that would just be 13 plus 0 for angle E. So that would be 13 degrees for angle E. So now I know all 3 angles. And they actually all add up to 180 if you add them up and double check it. So that's the interior angles questions. So anytime you see all 3 angles that are inside the triangle, that's going to give you the problem where you're adding them and setting them equal to 180, okay? When you know all 3 angles. So you draw yourself a picture to kind of help you out. Now I'm going to show you an exterior angle example, just in case that comes up, because you'll have a mix. So if you take a look at the delta, it says in PQR, PR is extended through point R to point S. So that's different. So I have to kind of draw this and see how that would look. All right, so in triangle PQR, let's start first with the triangle. The triangle PQR means it has 3 vertices, P, Q, and R. So I'm going to draw that, P, Q, and R. So that's just this part here. Then it says PR is extended through point R to point S. So PR, that's this one, is extended through point R to point S. So maybe like here. So that's where this exterior angle is created. This angle outside here is not in the triangle. Angle P is, angle Q is, they're both inside. This angle QRP, this one inside, that's interior, but this QRS, Q to R to S, that's exterior. That's outside the triangle. So when you have that extended through point, whatever, that indicates to you kind of that the picture would look like this. So let's keep reading. So it says the measure of QRS is 7x minus 15. So remember, I go from Q to R to S. Again, that's the exterior angle. That's 7x, minus 15, not plus, minus. Okay, let's keep reading. It says the measure of PQR is x plus 9. All right, so P to Q to R, P to Q to R. So that's really just angle Q. That was x plus 9. That's an interior angle. And then it says the measure of RPQ is 3x minus 6 degrees. So R to P to Q. So that's really just angle P. It's going from here to here to here. That would be 3x minus 6 degrees, because that's what it says. So, and then they want us to find the measure of PQR. So that's P to Q to R. So they basically want us to find this one. Well, again, I can't find x plus 9 unless I know x. So I have to set up an equation in order to solve this. The equation, though, is different. It's not going to be the same as the other one where you just add them up and set them to 180. The reason why is because this is not an interior angle. If this was an interior angle, you would do what we did for the last problem. Set them up, add them up, set them equal to 180, done. But exterior angles don't follow that. Remember with the exterior angle theorem, let's say you have, I'm just gonna draw a little example here. If you have two interior angles, like angle 1 and angle 2 here, and then you have this third angle on the exterior, remember these two angles and the two remote interior angles would be equal to the measure of the exterior angle. We learned that Friday. All right, so that's how we're gonna have to apply to this. So these are the interior angles here, okay? So x plus 9 plus the other interior angle, which is the 3x minus 6, that is supposed to equal the exterior angle. The exterior angle is 7x minus 15. So the exterior angle in the setup is like kind of by itself on the other side of the equal sign, and then the interior angles are together on the other side of the equal sign. All right, so you add up the interior angles and set them equal to the exterior angle. That's what the exterior angle theorem says. All right, so once you've done that, you would solve the equation. We would do like what we did in the last problem, combine like terms. I can't combine though the 7x with these guys yet because they're not on the same side. Remember that. So only combine what's on the same side right now. So that would be 4x and then positive 3. And I'm gonna bring this down because I didn't touch this side yet. All right, so now I have this. When you have variables on different sides, same side you would combine them, but different sides, you remember you would move the smaller one. So the smaller one is the 4x. You would have to move it using the inverse operation, which is a negative 4x. So that would be 7x minus 4x is 3x. Bring everything down, bring the 3 down, bring the 15 down, the negative 15. And now we have to get x alone. So we're gonna isolate x, get x by itself. Let's start with that negative 15. We have to undo that, making it positive. So that leaves us with 18. But we also have to get rid of the 3 if we want x by itself. So let's divide by 3. So that would give us 6. So x is 6. All right, so again, if we wanted x, we'd be done. They don't want x, they want the measure of PQR because that's what they asked for in the delta question. And again, they could ask for any angle. So depending upon the angle they asked for, that's where you substitute. In this case, they wanted P to Q to R. So that's really this angle here at angle Q. So that would be x plus 9. So x plus 9, but x is really 6, so 6 plus 9. So that would be a 15-degree angle. All right, so PQR is equal to the 15 degrees. So let's go now to our delta. And again, we're not going to put the x answer, we're going to put PQR's answer. That was 15 degrees. And let's submit it, and it's correct. So again, your picture is there. It shows you that the exterior angle is the 7x minus 15 QRS angle. They drew their picture the other way, which is fine. It all depends on how you originally draw the picture. I drew it this way, but still it's the same angle. That's the exterior angle. And they show you that the exterior angle equals the sum of the two interior. I had it the other way, where I put the interior on the left and the exterior on the right. It doesn't matter. Either way, when we solve it, we get x is 6, but then substituting it in, we get 15 for our final answer. So that's how you would do exterior angles. So again, you have to pay attention as to which type of problem it would be. So like, let's take a look, we don't have to solve it, but let's take a look. This next one here, it says triangle DEF, angle D. It gives you the measure of angle D, it gives you the measure of angle E, and it gives you the measure of angle F. So those are all interior angles. Those interior angles are going to be set equal to 180, right? That's what the picture looks like. And then three angles of a triangle add to 180, they solve it. X is 15, and actually this one, they just want X, so you're done. You don't have to substitute. All right, so that's that type of question that you get there. All right, this one would be very similar. I want to see one that's exterior to kind of show you that. These are all like interior angles. If they're telling you basically it's a triangle and they're giving you the 3 letters and they give you the measure of each angle at that letter, those are inside angles, interior. This one right here is going to be an exterior, because I could see that JL is extended through point L to point M. As soon as they do that, there's probably an exterior angle involved. So let's take a look at this one just to see the solution and how it would be set up. It says in JKL, so you have a triangle with JKL, JL is extended through point L to point M. So here's JKL, the triangle, but JL is extended through point L to point M. All right, so that's why we have this picture here with the exterior angle at angle KLM. All right, so then it says JKL, so J to K to L, that would be the 2x plus 14, that's there. Then we have the LJK, LJK, that's the 3x plus 15 there. And then KLM, K to L to M, so it's going outside the triangle, that's the exterior angle. Remember, the exterior angle is not, we're not adding them up and setting them equal to 180. The exterior angle is the sum of the opposite interior angles. So that exterior angle would be set equal to this interior plus this interior angle. And then we would actually have to solve the equation, which would give us x. And again, we were only asked to find x, so we're done. All right, so you have to differentiate between the two. All right, let me know if you have any more questions after you've watched the video.